Hi there, I'm Erica Mills. Today I want to talk a little bit about Dan Rome's book, Blah, 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 so I had the opportunity to see Dan last week speak in person at the Nonprofit Technology Conference. And at the beginning of his talk, I have to say, as a lover of words, a word nerd, as Lindsay Bialko would say, I was a little defensive because his hypothesis is that we rely too much on words. So first I was a little like, I don't know about this. Words are pretty good. I like my words. But he has a really great point based on brain science, right? So it's a well thought out, well articulated point that 55% of our brains process things visually rather than verbally, but we are trained to think verbally. We are tested on reading and writing, not on our ability to doodle well. There's not an advanced doodling class as part of standardized testing. So his specific point, and this is what I think is really interesting for people like you who are trying to make the world a better place and really tackling these tough problems, is that the person who can, or the organization, whatever the case may be, that can best represent, articulate the problem is in the best position to solve it. Now that you know that our brains, 55% of them kind of like to think about things, and especially initially from a visual perspective, it begs the question of whether or not we are over-relying on words and not using and really leveraging to its full potential this part of our brain that craves visual representation. If you think about the advent of infographics and how hot they are right now, this all comes together and makes sense, right? That is how we naturally like to process to a great extent. So my question for you is, are you relying too much on words? I know, it's hard for me to say. It didn't make such a good point. I wouldn't bring it up. Is there a way that you might be able to integrate more visual elements into your work, whether or not that's images or if it's the doodling that he teaches you how to do in his book? What might that look like? What difference might that make? Would it make it easier for you to communicate what you're doing, the impact, the importance of it, to people who care about your cause and your organization? So that's my question to you. I would love to hear your feedback, how you are using both words and images to engage people in the work that you're doing. And if you haven't done so already, highly recommend you read his book, Blah, Blah, Blah. I hope you have a great day and a great week.